what you're doing is you're picking. It's like Druski saying, these people over here, they lift weights, they go to the gym every him. This person, these people over here, this how he look at Christians. They handicapped and they all divided. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna start with them. You won't make them videos about the Jews, the fake Jews. Let me see you make one comedy skit about the fake Jews. You did the Erica Church, you did Erica Kirk, you did Christians 2 times. Now let's see if you a real comedian or you just being controlled like a puppet. And comedy is not nothing that you should be happy for. You can't say I want to give thanks to God because he made me funny and make people laugh. God never told nobody to do that. That's not in his will. The world feel like we need comedians, so they promote them. Haven't you noticed, like, comedy is more bigger in America than it is in other countries? Where's the comedians at in the Muslim countries? That's why he won't never do no skit against Muslims, because they don't take that stuff like it's a game. And the Bible tells us we shouldn't be doing these things. And it says stay away from these things. So he's doing this knowing that he's working for Satan. Now watch this picture, y'all. Druski, this is the truth. You would never do a skit like this to Jews. You could talk about Erica Kirk because the Jews wanted him to talk about Erica Kirk, y'all. The fake Jews, because they the ones who sacrificed Charlie Kirk. Remember, he didn't want to take no more money from them. He said he's gonna start working with Candace Owens, and they sacrificed him because he didn't want their money. He wanted to have more freedom on what he could speak on. They wanted him to speak up and promote race wars and race bait people. He wanted to change, and they sacrificed him. So, Jerusalem, you will not mock the Jews, the fake Jews, because they got them by the balls. That's who told them the Jews own BET, y'all. So when they do this stuff at the BET Awards, they have to rehearse this. They can't come out and do nothing at the BET Awards that will offend the Jews, because that whole award show would get sued and all type of stuff they would do to these people. So Druski would never go freestyle, come in like not nothing scripted, nothing planned or organized. He would never go out and just make a fake joke about the Jews in Israel, the 1948ers, because he would lose his comedian career. He would get canceled so quick. So now real believers of Christ are getting attacked by the racists and non-believers. This is a spiritual battle. You don't want no smoking. Watch what's about to happen. God's judgment is going to pour down like raindrops because you did this publicly for the whole world to see. It wasn't like some sins are open and some sins are hidden. This is an open sin, making a mockery of God, taking his name in vain, all for jokes, to make a few people laugh. You're not even you're not even organic doing this. This is being done because you were told to make up a joke about the Christians. Because the last one you did, it brought you a certain amount of views and clicks and got a reaction. So this reaction that you get, the people that take this real serious, that look at it like you are fighting against everything we live for, when they start fighting you back spiritually, you ain't gonna be able to stand. Trust me, I know you're not. Yeah, Druski ain't gonna do this, y'all. I say we cancel him if he don't make a skit and mock the Jews, because that means that you're controlled and you a puppet like Kai Sanat and all them other little young dudes. Show speed. They make him go out to Africa and all them countries, Colombia and all that, and do all them stuff to make them people mad in them countries. That's why they was calling Speed a nigger, because he be disrespecting them countries. He don't really care. He not going there to learn the culture. He exploiting y'all for views on the internet, and he the one of the biggest streamers. Him and Kai Sanat. Kai Sanat, you know that them dudes gonna come on your show. Kevin Hart, and Mario and all them dudes, you know they bringing this stuff because you look at them before they come into the door or whatever. But Druski, you one of the biggest ones, man. You just like a popular dude that came up the past 2 3 years, and they let you host the BET Awards for like a couple years, but we wasn't watching it. Even Janet Jackson, I think that was Janet Jackson, came out and spoke, and she said that a lot of stuff that Michael Jackson suffered through, he made a mockery on stage. Like I think he was like moonwalking around, and he said Tiana Taylor. I guess that's I don't know if that's Mike's daughter or what, or sister or what, but she's connected to his family because that was one of the names Janet spoke on, and I think that was Janet Jackson. And she said her brother, and they kept showing Mike in the short, Michael Jackson. So they disrespected the icon that y'all all love, Michael Jackson. I love Mike music too. I love some of his songs, but I love God more, and I'm not about to let you do and get away with this, man. That's it's something that is you could joke on certain things and people will laugh it off, but when you can joke on politics all day, people will laugh it off most of the time because that's a serious and it's like it's never no there's no chill point with politics. They just keep going on and on and on. Politics been going on for so long. We have a rest, the people of God. There's a rest for the people of God. We don't attach ourselves to this world. So you see it just as much mosques as you see churches. You see just as much Jews in their temples as you see churches. If you're looking into it, it's not like churches is the most popular thing in America. No, it's big, but this is like a targeted attack because once we know who pays you, once we know who owned BET, once we know if you would have did a skit talking about the NBA, the same way how Jaden Ivey stood up and said they shouldn't promote homosexuality. If you would have did a skit making a joke about the NBA, how they promote homosexuality, I guarantee you would have got the same consequences as Jaden Ivey. That's why I lost a lot talking about the fake Jews. I lost a lot, y'all. So I know it's real. I got the evidence. It's on my Patreon. It's unfair what they do. They control social media. I ain't gonna lie. I give them that. They do control social media with this whole algorithm, and this is why certain people won't say Jews. I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's a word. I'm not gonna let nobody make me feel like a word is bad or I shouldn't say it. Even the FAGGOT, it's a word. Even gay, they changed the definition. They committed grammar fraud when they told us gay mean happy, but now all of a sudden it mean homosexual. It never always meant that. Gay meant happy. So how can y'all change the definition of words? You know what I'm saying? That's constructive grammar fraud. Keep doing this, brother. Natural talks with the people. Nowadays, 90% just program robots. Y'all, 90% of these people on YouTube, they only coming up and give you an hour or two because they want that monetization. Most of the bigger channels that's being pushed are monetized. So you're not getting a real uncut message. You're getting watered down messages where they're just talking about the topic, like the whole Carmelo Anthony thing. Everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's looking at the footage and then saying how they feel doing reactions off the footage. Nobody is saying where is the other footage from the other cameras with the audio. You got neighbors that got ring cameras that got audio on them. You mean to tell me this a big old public football field stadium and y'all don't got no cameras with audio on there? People play football games. The cameras, you can't use them to put it up on the internet stuff, put it on YouTube, put it on the sports channel for y'all school. You mean to tell me them cameras ain't recording audio? That's hard to believe. So let me see what's going on. Nope. See, this is the only thing about trying to work this one job, man. They could decline you on your orders. You thinking you got two orders and get declined for both of them. My other job, I'll be working. It ain't like that. I just accept it and I'm off to go get it, unless it's like a pickup. But other than that, I go shop the orders and bring it to them. On my other job, I owe them 150. So Let me move down here a little. Yeah, man. Druski is not gonna come out there and start going at the Jews like he went at Christians. He won't talk about Muslims. So you targeting people and it's like you being a bully, man. The first time you caught a lot of attention. You got a lot of reactions. The dude Lecrae talked about it. Eric Mason did a response about it. A lot of people responded to his first skit against the church. So the second one, what is this supposed to prove? What messages are you sending? Because you already did it the first time. I think it's really just that's how comedians are. They want to agitate. Some comedians just they're a little more organic and they do have a little bit of jokes and they're natural with their jokes. This dude is just like planning, oh, I'm gonna attack these people and it's gonna be funny because I'm attacking and bullying them, and that's the funny thing about it. It's not funny with you trying to be a bully towards one religious group. And the thing about it is, when you attack Christians, you are attacking the Jews, Druski. Because if you don't know, let me explain this to you. You might have been listening to the Hebrew Israelites. Let me explain this to everybody. When you talk about Christians, the only time Christians was mentioned when they were talking about people who were Jews, who were Jewish. Every Christian that was talked about in the Bible was a Jew. The first time we heard the word Christians in the book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 26, the Christians were first called, the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. Who were the disciples? Followers of Christ, the apostles. They were all Jews. So, Israelites. So, now we go into King Agrippa telling Paul, oh, you almost persuaded me to be a Christian. Paul said, I would that all of y'all was Christians except for these bonds on me. He said, I wish that all of you was such as like myself, except for these bonds. So Paul never said it's bad to be a Christian. And then you got, if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but glorify God. But you are part of the agenda. You're Illuminati puppet, Druski. This is why, because once you put the pieces to the puzzle together, who owns BET? The Jews. Who did Michael Jackson say that was giving him a lot of problems, that he had a hit list on? The Jews. They were all Jewish people. I think it was Tommy Mottola and a few other people, I think. So, and they own BET. Remember Kanye West came out and he was saying that, oh, these people control the music, they control sports, they control everything. Kyrie Irving didn't even do nothing but share a book from Hebrews to Negroes, and he said that God's real name is Yahweh, and Kyrie Irving got fined and taken off the Brooklyn Nets and stuff like that, and he didn't make no mock. But you seen what happened to him. LeBron James didn't make no mockery of the Jews. All LeBron James did was share a tweet when it was called Twitter. It's now called X. LeBron James shared a tweet from a song from 21 Savage, and it said, we getting money like we Jewish. Said we getting money like we Jewish. So it's a bear on the loose here, and somebody put watermelons on the floor. They're trying to send this bear over here if I didn't know any better, right? Because they know I park right here most of the time. But I'm about to leave this part. You said, yeah, that was crazy. Yep. The one that pays you owns you. Best thing is to own your own shit, develop from there. Yeah. And that's why Druski did this skit, because the same people who told LeBron James take down his tweet off of Twitter, and all he did was share a lyric. He just quoted a lyric from 21 Savage. We getting money like we Jewish. What's so offensive about that? So this is why Druski did that, because he know they're going to give him a lot of money to go out here and do this against Christians. Because some of the Christians, they might teach you the truth and say, oh, the Jews believe in the Talmud. They don't really even study the Torah, a lot of them. Some of them do, and they call them the Messianic Jews. But the whole word Jew, it came into the 17th. It's the 17th century word. So when the Bible was written, nobody said the word Jew. Nobody that you read about in scripture spoke that word. Not even Christ. He never even said the word Jesus. Nobody called him that. So once you know this, it dismisses a lot of claims from people. Even the black people, when they say we the real Jews and they the fake Jews, there's no such thing as a real Jew or a fake Jew because the word J wasn't in existence. Are you saying you were Israelite? So, but then you would have to go back and learn what's Jacob's name then if it wasn't no J. What's Judah's name? Then you got to do a lot of studying, but it's worth it because you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn to speak in tongues. You learn the Hebrew language, not Paleo Hebrew, because Yahweh is Yiddish. Yahweh, but Kyrie Irving didn't know that. He just was going off what he was learning. But when he said, "Yeah, Yahweh and all that," Kyrie, that's not Hebrew, man. That's that's Yiddish. Yahweh is a Yiddish name. The real name of the Father is Yahuwah. The Son name is Yeshua Hamashiach Yahweh Shah B'Shem. And names do mean something in the Bible. So you can't say, well, the name don't mean nothing. So why was Peter's name Cephas, meaning a rock, right? Brothers' names had meanings. Every name has a meaning. Even English names, it might not be a Hebrew meaning, but it got a meaning to it. Look up your name on Google and right now and say, what's the meaning of this name? It'll show you. Even English names got meanings. So I'm not one of them people that's gonna say, well, it don't matter, the name don't mean nothing. I know it does. Because that's when we can get into the truth about how everything was changed. The calendar, like the dates, the times, everything. But we still able to keep the holy day because we know every seventh day is Friday when the sun go down into Saturday when the sun go down. That's the true Sabbath. Every seventh day is always going to be the Sabbath. So even though man twisted up the calendar and added like one day to certain, because you have 12 or 13 months in a year based on the I think it's the lunar moon cycle. And the Hebrew year, you have 12 months, sometimes you have 13 months, but every month is always 30 days, 29 or 30. In the calendar, Gregorian calendar, we got 31 days and leap years and stuff. Constantine did all this stuff, changed up the calendars. I gotta get this music out for y'all, man. I got 8 songs, and I'm gonna be releasing real soon. And I'm gonna put them on TikTok. So if y'all don't know my TikTok, I'm gonna start putting all my links up probably in the description. But calling out sin, man. The world is like, the world is living in sin, but they don't want you to tell them that it's sin. Even you show them the Bible, you're not even telling them nothing. You're just showing them what the Bible say, and they get so offended. So we living in a world where people want to rule and control their own destiny and control how you see and view their actions based on what you uh, believe about the scriptures or what you stand on with the word. Wherever Christ moved you to work in whatever area for his kingdom, You're gonna stand on that, and that's your assignment. That's your administration. Many different members of the body, but different administrations. The leg can't say to the arm, because I'm not of thee, I have no need of thee. So yeah, brother might be smoking or whatever, but he's still doing the work in the will of God. You can't tell him, well, I don't want to fellowship with you because you smoking and making music videos. We're supposed to find a way how to work together, just like the Muslims do. Now they divided, a lot of them too, but it seemed like they working together against Christians. When you hear about all these Muslim countries that ban the Bible, they not divided that much where they could let the Bible stay in their country. See, I guarantee you, if you look into every Muslim country that banned the Bible, I guarantee you it's not just only one main Muslim sect there. Guarantee you got Sunni Muslims, Shiite Muslims, Muslims that believe in the Sharia law, and you probably got some that don't believe in it, but they all came together to ban the Bible and persecute Christians in these countries. Yeah, so the whole world is kind of like selling out for views. As long as they can keep their social media, they won't speak too much on the truth. And like they could stand right next to the boogeyman and tell you that we are the problem and the curse is on us because of us. No, it's not nobody going around from to and fro seeking whom he could devour. They don't tell you about the devil, do they? They make it feel like, well, we curse. God put the curses on us from Deuteronomy, and we got to repent and keep the law. Man, that ain't everything. You got to be baptized. You got to believe Christ died and rose from the grave. They don't preach. A lot of people don't preach like that. Some people do. Most Christian groups will preach that. Uh, some people try to keep the law more and preach the law more. It's all needed, but we got to know how to bring it all together. It can't be one-sided where we just more in the Old Testament than the New. And then you ain't really keeping the old. While brothers are staying true to the new, they might not have as much understanding as you have about the old, but they doing the best they could and staying true to what they know about the new. And here you come trying to create the confusion. That's Satan. He go to and from seeking who he could devour. I've been removed from due to inactivity. Dang. I did get on one order, but they removed me. I didn't know. I seen 2 notifications. It looked like it was 2 orders I got declined on. So that was one order I missed. I'm gonna check back in a second. Yeah, y'all. So God is so good, man. These people that do these things like Druski do, they're not gonna learn. But this speaks in volumes. A picture is worth 1,000 words, they say, and this one is worth millions of words right here. Cause he will not do a skit about the Holocaust. I guarantee you. I don't care how much y'all think he's funny. He will not do no skit and make it look like he don't believe in what happened or something like that. Guarantee you, Druski's not gonna do that. He won't make no mockery of the Holocaust. Guarantee you, he won't do that. Guarantee you. Because the people that's paying him, they will not pay him to do that. The people that's paying him created the Holocaust and wrote all the books and stuff like that about it, and created the survivors. The same people that don't want to give no reparations out, but they could create a whole history, right? Change curriculums. All of your schools, the private schools and the public schools, they got a government mandated curriculum. Who control the government? The Rothschilds and the international bankers, the the World Bank, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, the 13 families, the Trilateral, the Divine Nine work for the same people as the Ku Klux Klan, your Greek fraternities, your Dr. Umars, man. Dr. Umar, you in the Greek fraternity, man. The same people that was screaming Nation of Islam, them that their leader is the dude from the Jesuits, from the Rothschilds, a fake Jew, and that's who lead the Nation of Islam, and he lead the Ku Klux Klan. They all get funded by the same people. That's why I don't believe in no politics, no religious organizations, nothing that this world created by a man. I don't have no faith in it. Your religious teachers, your leaders, your imams, none of them. They were all put here by man. They probably served in the military and got AWOL or whatever. I don't know what happened, but I just know they on an assignment. Some of them may be more sincere than others, but they all put here by man, not God. So when y'all be making it look like Geno Jennings and Philip Anthony Mitchell or whoever, Captain Tazariot, Bishop Nathaniel, none of them don't speak for God. None of them ain't doing the work of the Most High, because it's somebody that's homeless that nobody's helping. So I don't want to hear nothing about that doing the work of the Most High. Y'all ain't reaching as many people as y'all think. Why is thousands of homeless people not coming to y'all finding housing? Why is thousands of people that ain't got no food coming to y'all and getting food? If y'all was really doing the work, you getting views on YouTube and thinking that's souls being saved. That's not souls being saved. That's no fruit. You're not bearing fruit. YouTube views are not fruit. You can have 10 million views in one day. It's still no fruit. Because the same people that promote homosexuality can give you the algorithm to share your views. How y'all know it ain't a bunch of homosexuals that like your videos, Tazariah or whoever, and just keep sharing them, and you thinking that you preaching or rightly dividing it. But it's really, it could be the fake Jews. It could be the Rothschilds. They might want to start a war. So they promote your videos because you're attacking Christians, Captain Tazariot. And a lot of people get away with offending and mocking Christians, but if they did it to the Jews, they'll get taken off the internet. They would get fined and lose their jobs and stuff like that. Like the dude in the military, he had his army whole military suit on, and he just said one thing, how he don't feel that United States should keep giving all this funding and being so allied for Israel, and he got fired. He been in the military 20 years. So why do people get so hard against Christians and be so aggressive and violent and hostile, but they ain't like that towards the Jews? The white people that they call themselves Jews. You call them Hasidic Jews, call them Ashkenazis, whatever you want to call them. The white boys that Captain Zariat called rabbi, that he be sitting down with, rubbing their shoulders when they do the debates. You be calling those white boys rabbi to Zariat. I'm never going to join ISUBK. After I seen that, I said, oh, nah, this is off limits. Y'all could give me a shirt. Y'all could give me a shirt. I'll support y'all, but I'm not joining none of the group, like I said on my Facebook post. I'm not going to join y'all group, man. You got more allegiance to a white man because you got a 501c3. And that's why that brother's from ISUBK, his wife is exposing him. How he fake and he threatened to kill her. He said he can kill. She put the voicemail up. He threatened his wife. These men are weak men, and they can't teach nobody nothing because God ain't appoint them. You selling children books, and then he switched it up and said, "Oh, salvation to the Gentiles," because he said he found out he can make more money. And then they start telling all the other leaders, "Yeah, the real money is preaching salvation to the Gentiles." Them Hebrew camps is fake, y'all. I'm one of the only real Hebrew Israelites that don't gotta go around acting like that's my main thing that God sent me here to teach, because Christ ain't do that. He said, I'm sent to the lost sheep of the tribes of Israel, but he taught the word and taught the law. He didn't go around trying to debate normal people that didn't even know that much. He was debating them, the Pharisees. Y'all don't go up and debate none of the hypocrites that pass laws to give gay people rights. They the Pharisees. They the ones that say they religious, but they work in bed with the policy makers that pass certain laws to do gay marriages, right? Did gay people have rights in the Bible? Or did God burn down Sodom and Gomorrah? Was there gay parades and stuff? Yes, they had gay parades. Did God tell Lot and his wife to stay in Sodom and Gomorrah when they was doing that? Or did he tell them to leave because he was about to bring judgment on them? So God judges sin. That sin was so bad, he told them to leave the whole land because everybody was there was doing it. It's like in America, you don't got one state that say it's illegal to do gay marriages, but you got many different states like Florida where they don't have like I guess it's like a state income tax they don't have in Florida. You got many states where you got gun laws where all you got to do is be 21. You can buy a gun, but in New York, you got to have a license. Well, they make it seem like you can't. Pistols and handguns, you got to have a license. It wasn't always like that. They changed it like 15 years ago probably, but the states is already divided on their laws and stuff like that. In Connecticut, you don't have to have a car inspection in Connecticut, but New York, every year you got to get your car inspected. Connecticut, they could drive around with a messed up Cadillac converter, anything. They don't care. As long as your car running, that's all they care about. And so the states are already divided with their laws. Some laws, you got the weed is legal. Some states it's not legal. Why they can't do that with gay rights? You go to certain states and you say you a homosexual, it's illegal. It's a mental disability. Lock your ass up. Why certain states ain't vote that into the bill? Why y'all ain't like y'all can vote against everything else? Weed, guns, income tax, no income tax in Florida. Certain states that's a part of United States, like Puerto Rico is a part of United States, right? You go there and get all type of tax benefits if you live in Puerto Rico. You don't have to pay taxes or something like that on the land for something. It's just certain benefits that if you was a United States person, well, a United States citizen or somebody that living in the United States, however you want to call it, if you leave United States and move to Puerto Rico, it's certain things that they don't have over here. Now, you think it's a different country. It's not a different country if they in contract with the United States and they telling you you're going to get certain benefits for coming there, being a United States citizen or whatever. That's not really a different country. Some of these countries that you think is different countries is attached to America. When you think of America, you thinking about United States, but you got North, Central America, and South America, right? These are all Americas. But if you only lived in the 50 states, your mind might not see it like that. If you ain't learned too much in school, you wasn't paying attention, you just thinking, well, United States of America and all these other places are foreign nations and different countries. No, they not. They the Americas too. How you think they were so quick to let these people over here from all these different, what do you call them? Uh, South America? Yeah, Venezuelans and all them other people. They looked at them like they was fellow Americans, like a Native American. You feel me? These are the Americas, Latin America, right? So it's somebody from Dominican Republic and stuff like that, or whatever these places that they call the Americas, they will look at them of more of American than your black ass, Dr. Umar, or me. I ain't extinct, or me, or Carmelo Anthony. They would take someone and from Trinidad Arago, he could be the leader. They gonna say, man, this dude is a white boy. He a stone cold Mexican or Latino, but they treat him like he white. Jennifer Lopez came out and said, I'm Jenny from the block. They said you a white girl. Her whole career, she been treated like a white girl. She just wanted to be around Puff Daddy and all that. Who did she marry? A white man. Yeah, come on now, right? who was it, Ben Affleck or whoever that dude name was, Jennifer Lopez felt like a white woman on the inside. Who was she doing comedian with? Jim Carrey and all them. She didn't care about the Wayans brothers. She didn't want to work with them brothers like that after that. Let's keep it real, y'all. It's segregation in America, even in comedy. Yeah, they had In Living Color back then, but they all split and had their own shows after that. And who stuck around with who? Jenny ain't you Jenny from the block. I don't care about you doing songs with Jada Kiss and all that. That don't mean nothing. Coming to the neighborhood and doing all these videos. You didn't stick around with the Wayans brothers and them. You moved to Calabasas, Hollywood, California. You didn't stay in no Bronx, Jennifer Lopez. You left the Bronx. She sold out. All the Spanish people that grew up with the black people that feel like they black, that say the word nigga, she sold y'all out. Yeah, some of them Spanish dudes be saying my nigga and nigga this and nigga that, cause they feel like they black. They might got a black dad or a black mom, but Jennifer Lopez don't feel like that. On the inside, she feel like a white girl. She got the name. Her name ain't like Selena or nothing like that. Selena Gomez, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer is a white girl's name, right, y'all? What? Jenny from the block better repent. She was walking out there in Saudi Arabia butt naked with a thong on in front of all them Muslim sheiks, and they all had their head covered with their religious covering, and they didn't even care about their religion. The Quran ain't mean nothing to them when Jennifer Lopez was walking in front of them butt naked. But this is why they started the protests in Iran. Let one of them Muslim women walk on the street like that out there in Saudi Arabia. They'd probably try to throw her off a roof. But you let Jennifer Lopez come out there and do that stuff. And this is why God is going to send plagues to Afghanistan, the places where y'all had the bear boys running around, them little boys that y'all told their families y'all was going to give them jobs and help their lives and summer camp and all that stuff. And y'all put pocketbooks and wigs and put heels on them and make them walk around for y'all, man. They was doing this stuff. Even the FEMA, they took the money and spent it on Sesame Street parades out there in Afghanistan. Ain't nobody want to protest against that. This ain't politics. I'm just speaking what we know. I'm not on Trump's side. I'm not on Elon Musk's side. But they came out and said y'all was spending millions of dollars on Sesame Street Day parades. And then you look at these politicians that tell you, well, we can't give y'all reparations. I guess so. Because y'all on that Epstein stuff. That's why. Y'all still ready to get y'all freak on. Y'all still want to sip on that lean and smoke y'all crystal meth and sniff that pink tunchi. That's why. You spending $1 billion with sugar in your nose. The nose candy. That stuff, that Ice Spice. Y'all be making Ice Spice and all them rappers sniff them all up. Popping them pills and stuff. Allegedly. I say allegedly. But half of these rappers is on drugs. They on the pills. That's why they sign them. They want them to talk about all of the most crazy stuff so they can make money off of them. Leo Cohen and them dudes, they are promoting like the movie theaters, how they promote like certain movies got more killing than others, more violence than others in certain movies. Some music artists, some record labels will sign more artists that talk about the streets, talk about gangs, talk about killing than other record labels. Sony, it don't matter. Sony will produce Michael Jackson and David Banner. You know what I'm saying? Two different types of styles of music. You know what I'm saying? So, vote yellow. I feel we got to vote for people that's going to do what's in our best interest for us as a community. Because they always want to make you feel like somebody's a good politician. And only good politician going to do things that a majority of people need done. And I don't know where that's at because we divided on politics. We can't even unite on our belief in God. So politics is something crazy, but we could try to agree on one thing and work towards that. But voting ain't gonna change the conditions that we in, like we needed to change. Christ is staying in his word, being true to him. And that's the reason why MJ got murdered. He owned his own stuff. And it don't matter. Like, all right, so yeah, MJ owned his own stuff. Prince said that he was a slave. The other guy, Michael Jackson, you had Prince, and then you had the people who was like on the label, but they didn't own their stuff, like Angie Stone. She spoke out and said that she was getting exploited and they were robbing her from her checks, and she was supposed to be able to retire, and she was getting ready to come out and start speaking out about everybody who was involved with stealing from her or something like that. Next thing you know, she get in a car accident. Not only that, her husband died, D'Angelo. So these things are like, I don't know if Angie Stone was in a sorority or something like that, but these things are like, they're trying to come after people and say that you violated their rules or something, and they can kill you. When people join these fraternities and sororities like the Freemasons or whatever, they take a death oath that if they break some of these rules, then the leader of the group can come back and kill them. So I don't know if that's the case with Angie Stone, but a lot of music artists, when they sign the contract, this is how it is, y'all. I think it's like this deep into the music industry. It starts with us. I think this is how deep and real it is with the music industry. I heard a story one time where it said that Proof and Eminem, before they got signed, they went on an elevator, and some dude, there was 12 floors on in this building. He put the key in the elevator, and the elevator went up to the 13th floor. But it was only 12 floors on the elevator that you can push. So when they went up, they went to some meeting, and everybody dressed up in black and stuff like that. And they had the D12, Proof, and Eminem, and all of them. They had their album out, and they were doing rituals over their album, like I don't know how to explain it. So the dude Proof that died, he said he didn't like how it was going down, and he left the meeting. But I don't know if the song name is Devil's Advocate or whatever their song name is, but they said that the Eminem and the rest of the group, they recorded a song that night, and then soon after that, they was on their record deal and putting out the music. But that's what put them into the industry. That meeting right there that they had, they went to some type of secret building, went up to the 13th floor, and Proof, he ain't like it. He left in the middle of the meeting. And he's the only one out of their group that died shortly after that. So I believe that when they sign these record deals and when they sign these artists, they put in the ritual for the secret society that they're joining. That's what's happening. Soon as they sign a contract, they're joining a fraternity or a secret society. And that's why you'll start seeing like a lot of these rappers, they'll start throwing up the one eye or start doing like certain things. Yeah, it's because they're getting put into a secret society when they sign that record label. That's what I think. Yep. So they get trapped. And they can't speak about it because it's a secret, but they're doing all the symbols and putting their hands a certain way and throwing up the devil's horns and all this stuff. Don't get it twisted. A lot of Christians do this stuff too. Lecrae, Philip Anthony Mitchell, they throw up symbols with their hand. Freemason signs. Philip Anthony Mitchell throw up Freemason signs. And this is one bad thing that he does. And this is deceiving. But if you call them out too much, it seemed like they got the power to make it look like you doing something wrong or get you shadow ban or something like that. Lecrae does it, yeah. Lecrae was at the Diddy parties. TD Jakes compromised because he know his son gay. He was probably at them Diddy parties chilling with Lecrae. Yeah. TD Jakes compromised because he know his son gay. He was probably at them Diddy parties hanging with Lecrae. Lecrae, you got blood on your hands, man. It don't matter how much therapy or whatever you think you're doing on your platform. You're in the music industry making songs with the artists that's controlled by the same ones that go out and do all this stuff to the younger artists. It's so sad, bro. Cause like you got T.I. and Lil Boosie. These are two experienced artists that been around since the 2000s. They can't even teach their own children because when the devil said, I want to come for your children, he don't care about your children's age. That's when he started targeting and attacking the children. T.I.'s son is like one of them drill gangster rappers. He's like a little trap dude, right? He act like he's a wild out crash out, YN, right? Him and Lil Boosie's son. Lil Boosie be trying to act all cool and act like he calm and he fishing and he's like a good father, like a good dad, right? He go to church, take his family to church every Sunday. But Lil Boosie, he was buying his sons prostitutes when they was 11 years old. He was paying for prostitutes on Instagram, having them come to his house, right? So he did the same thing that Lil Wayne that said that Birdman did to him. He said when he was 11 years old, Birdman brought some women over and made him go sleep with Lil Wayne, right? That's what happened. So it's like the women, like Aaliyah, they said Jay-Z was molesting Aaliyah allegedly. So the women that's young in this music, and no, R. Kelly had Aaliyah on his album picture and she was only 15 years old. He was a grown man trying to get married to her and she was only 15. So the young women that come into this industry, they're doing rituals with these fraternity sorority people. It be grown men older than Clive Davis and Leo Cohen put together. They be, some of them make it to almost 100 years old. And these be the ones responsible for getting all the young artists killed and controlling their careers and stuff like that. Crisscross, them dudes that be losing their hair and stuff like that. These dudes be having diseases and stuff. That's why the industry, the dude that made the song, you're a jerk, 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 you're a jerk. He said he ain't getting no money off that song. He can't even get 10 cents when the song is played. And this is why a lot of them artists, they hate somebody that's independent. Even if you're getting 100 views, they hate you because you're doing more than them. When they get 1 million views, the label take a 99% of it. They can't even get 1% probably. They get 0.5% maybe. Yo, you said shout out, please. Vizor Down Racing, what's good, man? Peace be unto you. Thank you for joining. You've been listening to who for a long time? Yeah, these artists get raped by the label steal it, stealing everything from them. Leo Cohen came in and sacrificed Jam Master Jay back in the days, and nobody want to talk about it. Everybody in the industry, they got an oath, so they can't talk about certain things. But Jam Master Jay, as soon as Leo Cohen, he wanted to take ownership of DMC, run DMC and all of them. So they sacrificed Jam Master Jay because he was the leader of the group. He had all the knowledge and knew about the business, and he was like the organizer. And they took him out the way, and Leo Cohen started controlling and conducting all their business and getting them deals and stuff like that because his family was rich and his mom was working at a bank or something. So he started investing in music and like stocks. He didn't care about the people. He just wanted the records to sell more. So he would go to the clubs and stuff at certain times when it was dangerous for a white boy to be going in certain areas and certain clubs. So Leo Cohen did show up certain places DMC was at or performing. That's how he met him and stuff. But he worked the plan behind the scene. And that's why Clive Davis died, because they said he threatened Angie Stone on the last conversation she had with him. And I guess he was one of the people she was going to come out and expose. So he dies. Angie Stone died and D'Angelo died. They didn't want D'Angelo to get none of that estate because he's her husband, but her son is still alive. So it's not like they could just steal it all. But this is what the record labels have a habit of doing: stealing the rapper's estate. Yeah, they have the family fighting over the state, going back to court. This is why like Fat Joe, he had Big Pun and he was stealing all Big Pun money. Even Jay-Z, they be holding people's contracts. No, not Jay-Z, excuse me. Puff Daddy, he got a lot of Biggie's records. Suge Knight had a lot of Tupac. He didn't want to give him up. They locked him up and sent him to jail. Suge Knight, part of the reason probably why he went to jail, because he didn't want to give them Death Row Masters over. Wu-Tang sold some of their records or albums or something like that online. This how you know them dudes be getting told, man, sell us your masters, and they just sell them. Wu-Tang rapped about all that stuff, and they sold their masters for like a couple $1,000 or something like that. I don't know how much. Yeah, they sold their whole masters to some dude. It wasn't no millions, I don't think, because them dudes still performing. They wouldn't even have to perform like that. Yeah, so let me get up out of here, y'all. We've been live for almost an hour. It's so hot out here. I'm not gonna want to be out here too much longer. So let me start my day off and figure out what I'm doing. Cause got bills due. Yeah, I'll get with y'all later. You in AZ and it's hot. Yeah, it's like 80, almost 90 probably here, but it feel like 100. It's extremely heat uh, advisory for the next 4 days. Well, 3 more days, I think. 2 more after today. It's dropped down to like 80 or 70, and after the next 2 days, that's what it said. It, telling what's gonna happen. Got to control this weather and control everything. But the moral of this story is, Druski, you are never gonna talk to Jews because you a respected person and you got picks. If you would have did this to the Jews, then you would have been a comedian that is like organic and authentic. Kevin Hart and all them dudes, they all controlled. They made Denzel Washington kiss a man, and he got baptized and came to the body of Christ and started ministering the word to people. I heard he a preacher now. So this is the stuff that the music industry, the movies, basketball, sports, you can't even get away from this stuff when you join sports too, because them dudes join fraternities. I believe Hunter and all them that did that to Carmelo Anthony, they was in some type of fraternity. That's why if you look at the picture when they in the pool, they all throwing up a little sign. So that's like a gang. You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe them dudes was like the leaders of the fraternity, and they felt like they can bully Carmelo. Nobody looking at it for that point. Like they get away with killing people in a lot of these colleges, and that's high schools. It's nothing different. They haze the young dudes, especially in sports. And if you go watch Lala Jenkins and Melissa Blair, they got a lot of information exposing all these sororities and fraternities, how they operate in colleges. So they're recruiting children when they get out of high school. Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf are Austin would have been a perfect candidate to be a leader of a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Because when they get into college, they have to do the same thing, but they join it when some of them can join maybe when they're in high school. Nobody telling, no, you know what I'm saying? They probably got friends that's already in college, or they probably talk to certain people. We don't know.
and just these young people been put into different conditions. We can't deny that when they go to college, they got groups and all type of fraternities that they join. You look up any governor, attorney general, and look up what college they went to, and did they join a fraternity or a sorority. Look up the presidents, look up anybody in politics. You'll start learning some things. So they all in secret societies. And the young ones ain't, they like it's the same thing. That's why they tried to run Carmelo case like it was a Freemasonic court. They did it on Saturday. Man, that's the day that Freemasons go and worship, right? When they do their devil worship, right? That ain't no day y'all supposed to be having no court. What type of Jeffrey Epstein type stuff y'all on, man? They had court with Carmelo Anthony on a Saturday, brothers and sisters. What's going on? Gilla Moses. That don't make no sense, does it? It's crazy. Man. But anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. I'll try to put this video up and y'all could catch it up in like an hour or so. I'm gonna let it process, probably put it up, or I'll put some shorts up probably. But y'all can subscribe and I might post up my other channel in my in the community tab. So if you do subscribe, look at the community tab from time to time. I might post the other channel up over there. But yeah, Druski, you gotta repent. And these dudes right here, these dudes is a bunch of hypocrites. When you call out these camps, they start to try to stop you. But I reached out to these dudes because I was interested to see if is this a religious organization. They respond with an automatic voicemail, like that's an animated voice message. They doing the same thing as YouTube with the artificial intelligence robots. You got Chat GBT responding to people. He said this is a school. How's a school when y'all got no financial aid? You can't, no black person can get a loan or a grant going to your so-called school, right? But if a black person or Hispanic or Native American, they go to the white man college, they could get loans and all type of stuff, grants and all type of stuff, scholarships maybe, right? So how is y'all school, but y'all a 501c3 registered with the white man, but you don't give nobody no financial aid that go to y'all school. You don't got no grants, you don't got no loans, you don't got no scholarships. How is y'all school? What type of school? A Yahweh Ben Yahweh school? A Dr. York type of school? A Jim Jones type of school? Huh? Marcus Garvey was telling people go back to Africa. That nigga ain't never even show you he drove a boat in his life. Y'all was letting these people that work with the civil rights movement sell y'all out, man. I'll be back later. God bless.